Welcome to Andy D. Cole's podcast. Please like, share and subscribe.
Welcome to Andy D. Cole's podcast. Press like and subscribe.
Welcome to Andy Decodes. Sit back and enjoy as we dive deeper down into the rabbit hole and into the unknown.
Hello. Welcome to tonight's, this afternoon's, this morning's. Depends where you are, innit? Where you're listening. I'm welcomed. I am guested by Tommy Cullum. Thanks for joining. Finally.
Yes. Yeah, I'm
it's
excited,
been
man.
so long trying to get this sorted.
Yeah, but we're here. I love that intro, by the way, man. I love that intro. You got some legends in there, man.
Yeah, just a couple. There's going to be some more. This weekend I'm going to be making a new outro.
Okay.
So I'll use iMovies now. It's a little bit more difficult, but you got more options with it. So anyway, welcome to the show, Tommy. My new part-time co-host.
Yes, yeah.
So do you want to explain to everyone? Yeah, do you want to explain to everyone what's going on and when you're going to be coming on and etc.?
Yeah, well, you've been very kind to ask me to join you, man, and it's a massive honor. I'm going to try and get on as much as I can. I won't be able to do every Friday, but I'm hoping to do as many as possible. And I'm excited, man. I'm excited.
It's all good. Well, the thing is as well, so with me going professional on StreamYard, I don't have to keep sending you a link. So the higher you go, the more you pay. You get they call it seats, so you get member seats. So you start off on the basic, you get one, which is yourself. Then you go on the next one, you get an extra one. So that's Joe.
Yep.
So Joe can do everything in the background without having to look at her and scaring your kids and all that kind of stuff. Sorry, Joe, I'm only messing. But with the professional, you get 2 more seats on top of that. So you can just log in and you can come on as and when you want to.
Oh, wow. Awesome, man.
So if you can, because I know you work evenings, don't you? So it's a bit of a...
Yeah.
It's a lot more difficult for you at the moment.
But hopefully, I'll be able to get on, hopefully, as much as possible.
Yeah,
man.
Yeah. It's all good. But as well, it's going to help us both out, I think.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Because with you doing the podcast and me doing this, we're kind of like, I'm hoping there's going to be a nice balance for the pair of us.
Well, I love what you do, man. I love your show. It's awesome.
It's like you with Instagram. Do you know what? Every time I go on Instagram, there's 2 people that pop up. You and Jeff Jones. And Jessica Jones, and that's it. There's loads of others, but you're the main 2. Every other one is one or the other.
I'm probably on Instagram too much, to be honest. I do love it. I love the gram. Yeah. I'm addicted. I can't lie.
It is good.
But there's so many. There's Facebook, TikTok, X. I'm everywhere, man.
It's not even heard of that.
Twitter. The new X,
he changed the name, didn't he?
Yeah.
I'm using. I've started using LinkedIn. Nickname kind of like pushed me that way because a lot of the people that want on for guests don't use any of the social media because, as you know, LinkedIn's more for networking and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So a few of the guests that have been on or are coming on, I've got through LinkedIn. So this goes out on LinkedIn as well, live. So this is going out on the website. So you can go to the website and you can actually go on the chat as well, because it's kind of like it's linked into YouTube. It's going out on my Facebook profile, obviously YouTube, and said LinkedIn. So we had problems on Wednesday. Because I've reopened the Facebook group, it was going out on that, but you have to authorize StreamYard to access your Facebook account. Otherwise, it just says Facebook user. So you can't see anything. You can't see who it is. Unless that person puts a name in the chat, then you're not gonna know.
So confusing, man. Technology, man.
Yeah.
There's so much
I need to apologise to UFO Joe. He was on watching, but for some reason he couldn't get in. So I went into YouTube and his name was in. So you can have a list of people as authorized users, and for some reason it had been taken out of that. It wasn't on anything, so I just re-added him, and he's back. So welcome back, Joe, and great interview last week as well. Really good. Great views, great comments, a lot. So, shall I ask you your first question?
Yeah, man, I'm ready.
How did you get started with the podcast?
So I've been doing the podcast now for about a year and a half, I think.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to do a podcast. It's something I've always wanted to do for a long time. I've been listening to other shows for years. With my old job previously, I just didn't have the time to do it. As you know, it's quite a big commitment to do these things, especially when you're doing it weekly. It's like a full-time job. It's constant.
I've got something else to tell you in a minute, but anyway, carry on.
So I recently moved to Dorset, and my work life changed a bit. Was a little bit more open, and I was like, it's time. Let's do it. Let's go. And just started doing it. And I've never really been a technical person either, as you can probably tell. So always the editing side and all that used to freak me out a little bit. I was like, am I going to be able to do that? And then I just thought, I'm just going to do it, learn as I go. And I'm still not perfect or even nowhere near perfect, but I'm getting more used to editing and stuff like that. And I love doing it, man. Like yourself.
Yeah, well, the thing it's took me from the day I started to within 3 weeks, it's been 3 years. But that's including me going out investigating, learning how to film, and just getting your head around. It's not the using the different platforms, it's all the backdoor stuff, the behind the scenes stuff that no one else gets to see or do unless you do a channel yourself. No, you don't know or understand or appreciate what actually goes into it.
Yeah, man. Especially what you're doing now with the live stuff. That's another ball game. Like you're posting this on loads of different places. It's complicated, man. You do a great job.
Yeah, so from Wednesday's show, someone put in the comments, I'm not going to name them. If they pop up, they pop up. I'm not really bothered because it was a bit of a nasty comment. I think people think that I do this and that's it. I don't do anything else. I work full time, Monday to Friday, have family life, have a social life, believe it or not. It's not that good, but I do have one. I do go out and see friends and that. And I go out and investigate as well still. Yeah, not every weekend, but the places that I do go, I do have to travel. Like we're going to Cannock tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm going to be getting there anything between 2 and 4. But we're going to be staying till stupid o'clock in the morning. But I know how cold it's going to be. So now I've got to gear up and get all the thermals out and make sure I've got the correct clothes, which I hadn't because the weather wasn't as cold as what it is now. And they actually put in the comments, I've removed it now. It did make me laugh, but kind of like did me head in a bit as well. It would be good if Andy could do some research about what the guest is going to talk about. Right? If I do 2 streams a week, the other week I did 4, right?
Yeah.
When am I going to have time to research what the guest is going to talk about? Remember it. These people have been doing it for years, so it's there in the head. Sometimes they've got to go back and look at notes to know exactly like dates and places and all that. I've got a crap memory as it is. How am I going to know?
I'm with you, man. Yeah.
It's like I was chatting to someone today, and it was like, I might as well just do the research and just either sit there and watch and let that person talk, or come on instead of that person and just say, well, this is what such a body's research for the last 45 years, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's difficult, man, because what we do, we talk to people, and it's a live conversation, you know, and we don't know where it's going to go, but normally
Exactly.
it's good.
How many tangents do they go? They go everywhere. And I've always said I like to go in blind, even whether it's interviewing someone or investigating. I don't want to know what they're going to be talking about, because it's like, if I know what you're going to talk about, I'm going to be like, yeah, he's going to say this next, and then he's going to go on to. I don't want to know that. I want to learn from what that person said. I want that. I want
having a
that
real conversation.
Initial, I want that reaction from what they're going to say. I don't want to know, because I want the surprise. I want that, the fear factor and all that kind of stuff. I want it to be genuine. Because if you know, it's like, it doesn't work. And that's why I like doing it live as well. Pre-recorded, just don't like pre-records.
Yeah, it's brave doing it live, man.
Brave
doing it live. No, I never normally know what a guest is going to be talking about, and we just sort of go with it. I know it's going to be paranormal, and that's about it. And that's what I like, though, because I'm learning their story as you're hearing it as well. And you know,
I think that's better. Yeah. So why did you? Why did you choose paranormal for your podcast?
Oh, I've always loved the paranormal ever since since I can remember, since the beginning. I've always been fascinated by it. I've always been scared by it as well. It's always something that's, it really freaks me out as well. But
do you still get? So I was just going to say, do you still get scared now?
Yeah, yeah, I do. I'm not as bad as I used to be, because I've had experiences recently that I think if it had happened a couple of years ago would have really freaked me out. I feel like I understand. I don't know anything. Like we don't know with the paranormal. We're learning every day, but I understand more things now. And you know, when something happens, you can go, "Oh, it's it could be that." But I never used to even like talking about the paranormal, and that's the weird thing. Now I'm talking about it every day. So I've gone the other way.
Yeah, but did you find that when you first started talking about it, that either people did? I always found that people didn't really listen to what you were talking about. They weren't going, "Oh, you're a bit of a nutter. You like stop talking." You just switch off from what you're talking about, and
it's difficult.
You just fade out what you're saying, and then it's like, well, why am I even bothering? That's what I used to find.
Yeah, I mean, some people are just not into the paranormal, never had an experience, don't want to be into the paranormal. A lot of people sort of switch it off, I think, and that's fine.
Yeah.
Like nobody wants to be, scared. Or with the paranormal, you can't control it. So, know, that's the scary thing, I think, for a lot of people is if you go into a house and it's haunted, you can't see it. We might be able to see it sometimes, but you can't control the paranormal, and I think that puts a lot of people off as well.
Yeah, definitely. But next question for you. So I've seen this a few times on Facebook and that. So would you rather be stuck in a haunted attic or basement?
Oh man!
See, I know this straight away. I have the answer to this.
Attic or basement?
And it's all to do with logic. Well, mine is anyway.
There's something about a basement that really freaks me out. I don't know what it is. I think it's because that's normally the place in the movies where things happen. You know, I'm going to say attic. I don't know why.
I'd say attic. Right, I'll tell you my reasoning behind it. I have thought about this quite a lot. If you're in a basement, the only way you can get out is through usually the one door going up. The walls in the basement, you're underground, aren't you? So you can't go anywhere. If you're in an attic, I'm smashing that roof off and jumping down if I have to.
Yeah, man.
That's my logic behind it. In a basement, there's like one way in and out. You're trapped.
Yeah, game over. Yeah, man.
Right, next question. If you're being chased by a cryptid, would you rather be inside or outside?
Ooh, outside, I would say.
Why?
Even though then you're probably easier to catch.
But you've more places to go.
Got more places to go. Inside, I don't know, if it was in your house, you might know little places you could hide.
Yeah.
But I think if a cryptid's coming, man, that's it. I think it's game over.
Yeah. I thought it depends where it is, though, doesn't it?
Yeah. I mean, Dogman, Sasquatch,
Yeah.
game over. They're coming
no
for
chance.
you. But
Yeah.
Man. I'll say outside because more
Yeah.
space.
Because you can just
I'm
keep...
not very fast, though. That's the problem.
I was going to say you just keep running, but you can just keep power walking.
Yeah.
That's how
I just give up.
I'd be doing.
Do what you got to do, man.
Yeah, you get to the point where I'll give up. Just
Yeah.
eat me,
Just
whatever.
take me.
Do what needs
Have
to
a
be
picture
done.
first.
Yeah. Get a selfie.
Let me get a selfie and put it on Facebook, then you can do whatever you're going to do.
Yeah. So no, I just I'll ask you them two questions because they've ones that have always been there for me, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Going back to what you were saying about people, do you find with people with the paranormal, like you'll talk to someone that will say they don't believe in the paranormal, 9 times out of 10, they will have had some sort of experience, whether it's them or a family member or a friend that's had like some mad experience. I get that so often when people go, I don't really believe in any of that stuff. And then they go, but there was this time that
you always
on the
get
end of my
that.
bed. And I'm like, how can you not? You get that a lot.
Yeah, it is. It's like my missus, she'll say, don't believe in it. I want to get her to come on, complete skeptic, but she's not having it at all. And she'll go, nothing's really happened to me. But my granddad did come to me one night in a dream, and he sat at the end of the bed and he said this stuff. And she replayed it back to, I think it was a mum or a nana or whoever. And she goes, yeah, that's the sort of thing your granddad would say. There's another time, we was driving down a country lane, and this red ball out of nowhere bounced out of this field. Right? The field had been ploughed. It was about this time of year. And she goes, oh, it is... She goes, oh, it's probably kids playing football. Went, there are no kids in that field, Beck. There's no one. I've reversed back and we can have a look. There's no one about.
Yeah.
And then the time at the church ruins where she's shouting me, I can't hear her yet, and then I can't see her. So I think there's some sort of time shift. There was something weird going on there anyway.
Yeah.
We was only in there like 20 minutes. I was doing a TikTok live, and the only reason I stopped was that horrible fine rain, and everything was getting proper wet. And she was stood at like the big archway where the window was, and I'm only like 10, 15 foot away from where she would be and where I was. She couldn't see me, and I couldn't hear her.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's like you possibly slipped through a...
something happened somewhere.
Yeah, that's weird.
But
interesting.
But nothing's ever happened to her.
Yeah. It's like my brother. Do
you know what I mean? No, it's just...
Yeah. My brother's had experiences. We have had experiences together, me and my brother.
Yeah.
And he's still like, and like big experiences. Like we grew up in a haunted house that we all say, the whole family says it's haunted. In our bedroom, I've spoke about it on the show before. I saw a ghost in the room. My brother he woke up one night and saw red eyes just staring at him and then coming towards him. And that's terrifying, man. But I mean, he's still like, that happened. He's also, when our dog passed away, Stan, a few years ago, you used to be able to hear Stan still run up and down the stairs, like literally as if he was there. And we didn't have any other dogs, cats or anything. And my brother actually felt the dog jump between his legs on one occasion.
Yeah.
And I mean, and he's still very skeptical. And we saw a UFO together.
We don't believe in it.
And he still, he says like,
he's
we saw that. He's still, he's still got a very skeptical, which is fine. I think it's fine to be skeptical as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's I don't know. I think it scares him a lot, so he doesn't like getting into it, I think.
Yeah. So is there anything out there that you think, nah, that's not real? Because I'm in two minds with this. It's either everything that everyone talks about is real and is genuine and it really happens, or there are some bits that are not quite what people are making them out to be. I'm not saying people are lying, but because it's like Slenderman. Slenderman's one that I'm not buying, to be honest.
It's difficult. I mean, I've had guests that when they were kids saw like Santa in their house, you know.
Yeah.
And you know, they're telling me, and I believe everyone that I talk to, you know, unless I've got a reason not to, I believe everyone. I think sometimes with entities that they can perhaps sort of show you a version that not that you want to see, but that you might be able to connect with, if that makes sense.
So that you recognise.
Yeah. So your perspective on it, if you're a kid and you see something that looks, I don't know. But I think there could be something in that where your perspective can sort of change what you're seeing. And I do think possibly entities can show you a version that they want you to see. Like a lot of UFO encounters, people say that there was like a doctor in their room, for example, and then it turns to a grey and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You hear that quite a lot. I don't know.
So do you think then it could just all be these greys that are putting a screen up?
It's possible, man. It's very possible. I mean,
yeah, because a lot of people, like you said, a lot of people say that.
Yeah. With the paranormal, I anything is possible. I think, you know, I just nothing's too out there for me, man.
No,
I feel like it's all possible.
Not.
It's all possible.
Right. Got first question. Oh, sorry, Nickname just put this up. Slender was debunked, the modern one, just a thing frightening kids from an image and rumour. So that's like creepypasta, isn't it?
Yeah.
Which is what it is anyway, but yeah.
But then some people say, can we create?
Yeah, manifest.
Can we manifest something? Yeah. Can it
be
manifest?
The thing is, Steve Mira, who's on not last time before, he's actually on again on Wednesday. And he was saying that if there's enough people and you're all like focusing on the same thing, he's been out and done it where they've manifested and these lights have appeared in the sky. I think he said there was 5 of them there. 5 people, not 5 lights. I don't know how many lights were there. Yeah. But if you all concentrate on the same thing, then apparently it is a possibility.
Yeah. It's interesting, man.
Yeah.
Because with the paranormal as well, it's how I think it's how open you are to think. Like if you're someone that says, I don't believe it, I'm never going to believe it, you know, and you're probably never going to see anything. But if you're someone like me and you, where we've had experiences growing up, we know that there's more out there. I think we are more likely probably to see something because we are just open to the fact that things can happen.
Yeah. Tell you what I've been seeing a lot of lately. It's happened 3 times now in probably the last 4 or 5 weeks. Orbs in people's houses. Right? It's not like you go around creeping and looking through windows, right? Nothing like that. So when I'm working
again.
So you know when obviously I deliver stuff to people, so you knock on the door, ring the bell, whatever, and you're waiting. The last few, it happened about 2-3 days ago. Then it happened about a week before that. Then is probably 2-3 weeks before that. I've spoke about the first one, and it's always 2 orbs and just go across, and I'm like, oh, is it a cat or a dog? And it's like their eyes, they're like reflecting. But then they'll go, and it's not even through a door. There's a solid wall there, or there's nothing. And I'll look behind me and make sure there's nothing behind me. Was it a reflection from the outside? So
how big are they? How big are they when you see them?
The first ones were like, I'd say a bit bigger than a golf ball, but smaller than a tennis ball. They look like cartoon eyes, but they weren't level. There's one above the other, and they just moved across like that. The ones that I seen the other day was smaller. I'd say probably the size of a £2 coin.
Yeah.
And they move really fast. I know there's nothing behind me because it was that close to me from where, if it was a reflection, it would have hit me. But this was definitely inside the house. That's just strange.
Yeah. Yeah. That's cool, though. That's a cool thing to see.
Yeah, it did freak me out. It was like, I just want to know why it keeps happening. So,
Yeah.
but then the first two that kind of kick-started all this off was I went with Alex Lovelock to Rendlesham during the summer. And we stood at the actual UFO landing point, and that's when I told you, didn't I, seen the two orbs, and I thought it was a reflection off his watch. But unless he was hanging upside down from a tree doing that with his arm, it weren't him.
Yeah. That's cool.
So, yeah.
I'd love to go there as well, man. Rendlesham Forest.
We're going to be going back soon, so if you're up for it, we can do a meeting.
Oh, yes, man. Yes.
Yes. And now I know where I'm going. Makes it a lot easier. Right. We've got a couple of questions. So I'll do the first one. This is from Joe, the moderator, I should say. What's Tommy's favourite cryptid and why?
It's got to be Bigfoot, man. It's got to be.
That's it.
I love Bigfoot. I love all cryptids, to be honest. I love Mothman. I love all the cryptids. Bigfoot I just find so fascinating. It's probably the first sort of, other than Loch Ness, it was probably the first sort of cryptid that I really looked into. And the more I looked into it, the more I thought, this is very, very possible. And now I'm just a full believer, man. I've spoken to so many people that I trust that have seen these things, that have experiences with them. And yeah, for me, the Bigfoot, there's just something so fascinating about it. And it's weird with the Bigfoot as well. Obviously, you've got the woo side, people that believe in the woo side, the people that believe in the flesh and blood. I feel like I'm in the middle somewhere, sitting on the fence.
I do think they are flesh and blood, regardless of whether they can jump dimensions. They are flesh and blood. And I just think, like, I'm coming to the conclusion and to the point now, and I've kind of come a bit static with it, that they resonate at a different frequency. Yeah. And that's why we can see them, or they have the ability to adjust their frequency. So that's why sometimes we can see them, and then when they want to be invisible, they just flick the switch, so to speak. Yeah.
It's like a lot of people see the cloaking.
Yeah, and I'm kind of sticking with that. I've been on this now for a few weeks, and normally I shift like 3-4 times a day, but it's not just with the Bigfoot, but with anything. It's like if they can control what frequency they want to be in, and they have the ability to do it, and then I think that's what they're doing. I'm not saying all of them can control it, but I think a lot of them can. Yeah.
So I feel like there's different types. Like, I feel like there are some that are just flesh and blood, and there are some that are, that can do these things that we just can't imagine. But I feel like they could be the same thing. They could be something completely different, and we just put it all down to being a Sasquatch. I don't know, but
What do you think about the Woodnocks then? So I've got a theory on this as well.
What's your theory?
So people were saying that when they're doing the Woodnocks, like when you got was it Bigfoot and Beyond with Chris Barrett? Clive. Is it Cliff Barrettman, Bobo, and
yeah.
And they'd be doing the Woodnocks or Expedition Bigfoot. They're all pretty much the same sort of thing. They're doing the same thing, I should say, and they're doing the tree knocks. And they were saying that it's like a way of communicating. But I don't think it is, because they say that these Bigfoot, I know I'm kind of going back on what I've just said, but I'll explain that as well. So there'll be these prints, or they'll see a Bigfoot and they'll go down to where this Bigfoot was and they're not there. So what if they're doing these tree knocks because people are saying now that certain trees can be used as portals. So what if they're doing these tree knocks to see what sound these trees are making, whether it can be used to teleport them from one place to another? That's what the wood knocks are for, not to communicate, because it as well, they use mind speak. That's what hundreds, thousands of people are saying. So if
Yeah.
they're using mind speak, they're not going to need to communicate by knocking on a tree to one that's 2 miles away, when they can just use telepathy. So maybe
Yeah.
they're trying to find what tree is suitable for them to travel.
Yeah, man. It's possible.
That would make sense to me.
I talked to someone, I can't remember who it was. I can't remember who told me this, but they were saying that they think that the wood knock is possibly a noise that they're not hitting a tree, but possibly a noise they're making with their mouth. I can't remember who said it, but I found it very interesting. It sounds like to us, that's what it sounds like to us, but it's actually a noise that they make.
That makes
someone's theory.
Could be, because if they're using infrasound, which is done for like the chest area, then surely they can do other stuff as well.
Yeah.
And I really do believe they are so much more advanced than what we are.
Yeah, they've got to be, man. Yeah, man, for sure.
Yeah, so that's my theory on it anyway. That's with the tree knocks and flesh and blood. But I do believe they are flesh and blood, but they do have the ability to teleport.
Did you see a story? I think it was this week that they found a Bigfoot footprint in Wales. I'm not sure who it was, but I've read it this week.
Yeah,
somewhere in Wales, because I find that interesting. In the I've talked to people in the UK that have seen these things, that have had experiences.
Yeah,
I would feel like it would be more on the woo side if it was in the UK, but I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I don't know.
More like a wild man.
Yeah.
Do you reckon? Or, yeah.
Yeah. Just our type of whatever the Sasquatch is.
Yeah. Yeah, because I do believe that there are different types. Same as when they say these are different types of dogmen.
Yep. Yeah, for sure, man. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Right. Here we go. This is from No. And they are asking, are the Greys related to black-eyed kids? So this is another thing I've been thinking about.
Yeah, black-eyed kids are the scariest things, man.
I had this conversation in the pub tonight. Believe it or not.
They terrify me, man. If kids turn out, there's normally travel in twos, don't they?
Yeah.
So they say. And if they knock on your door, obviously you don't let them in, because anyone that has let them in, you don't hear the story. It's only people that turn them away that live to tell the tale. Man.
And everyone's always freaked out about it. But I can understand how or why you'd think that Greys and black-eyed kids, because the size of them, obviously the eyes, if they're wearing some sort of skin suit, it's stupid o'clock at night or in the morning, and you have the weird thing is you have to invite them in, so it's a bit
like vampires,
vampiric, whatever it's called. Yeah, so you've got to invite them in over the threshold. They're not allowed to enter without your say so.
Yeah, man. Terrifying. Yeah, and are they disguising as kids because you're more likely to help kids out if they're outside and in need? Yeah, man, it's very possible. Black-eyed kids freak me out so much.
Yes. But there had been a lot of sightings around the UK. Can't speak now.
Where you're going tomorrow, there's a lot of sightings, isn't there?
Yes. Well, the place that we're going to tomorrow, I'm not going to give the exact location, because if this becomes a bit of a hotspot, then we're going to be going there on a regular basis. There's been dogmen encounters, Bigfoot encounters, orbs. There used to be, not too far away from where we're going, satanic rituals were done around the area. Yeah. Amongst other stuff. So there's a lot of dark
man.
matter, shall we say.
Good luck, brother.
Well, the thing is as well, tomorrow, there might only be 2 of us going. And we're getting there. I want to get there before it gets too dark. But the way things are looking, I'm going to get there after sunset. What the good thing is, and we know exactly where we're going and what I know what equipment I'm taking, and how and where we're going to set it all up. But it should be good. Just as long as it's not raining, I don't care.
Yeah.
I've got all my firm, I've got scarf, I've got snood. All day.
The weather recently, man. I mean, it's sunny 1 minute and then the next minute it's just pouring down. I don't know what it's like.
It just changes like that.
Yeah. It's
like my thoughts on cryptids.
Yeah, that's it, man.
Right. Gone, something different.
And it's got freezing all of a sudden. Like today and yesterday was cold. I've got my jacket on in the house.
Yeah, all day today it was like the highest it got to was 11 degrees.
Mm.
And then it's like by 4 o'clock it had dropped down to 6. I thought she better not put that heating on. She better just put more layers on because I ain't paying that bill.
Got to keep that off for as long as
I'm
possible.
only messing. Yeah, it's me who's been putting the heating on. It's so cold. Right. We've got another question there. This is from Nickname, another moderator, as we all know, and she's asking, have either of you watched the new Skinwalker Ranch series?
I haven't watched the new one yet. I need to. No, I've watched the old one.
Yeah.
And that place fascinates me.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Definitely.
But I mean, the cool thing about that place is it's not even just Skinwalker Ranch, it's that whole area around it. It's
Utah Basin, isn't it? It's just there's so much going on there. See, I follow Brandon Fugel, whatever he's called, on LinkedIn. So he's always posting stuff on there. So I'm kind of like getting clips of what they're doing before it's being, or either just before or just after it's been released in the series. But I'm more interested in Rainbow. Is it Rainbow Ranch?
Where's that, man?
Nickname. So that's near Phoenix, Arizona.
Okay. Similar sort of activity, or
it's just mad. I always forget the guy. He died. Oh, Stardust Ranch in Rainbow Valley, just outside Phoenix. That's it. The guy who owned it, he used to do podcasts and that. He died either late last year or early this year. Because I was wanting to get him on the show, but obviously not. And I'm trying to think of his name.
Was this
John Edmonds? John Edmonds.
Okay.
Was the guy. And when he first moved in, it's like they moved in and all the furniture and everything was all left throughout the house. So we got back to like the real estate company and said, look, all this needs moving. We've got all our stuff. It's in the truck. We need to move it in because it's going to cost more for like storage and keeping it in there. So we said, we're going to go into town, do a few bits. When we come back, we want to make sure it's gone. Anyway, they come back and it all been cleared out. He'd gone into the back garden. They had a pool that was outside and everything had been dumped into this empty pool. So I think it was like about 11 o'clock at night or something. The next day he contacted the company, that like estate agents, and he said, like, told him what had happened. He goes, that wasn't us. We haven't even sent anyone round yet. We've not been able to get hold of anyone. And then, so as this is happening, they were sorting stuff out and like trying to clear all this stuff that's been dumped. And this guy walking up the path with a machete. And he's like, right, what's going on here? And by the time he got to him, he was asking him what was going on. He goes, oh, I kill the monsters. right? He goes, there's a shed out the back, like garage or big barn or whatever. He goes, all my
Yeah.
stuff's in there, like going on. He goes, look, just take your stuff and go. Don't worry anything more about it. He goes, you'll regret it, but I'm not going to be coming back. And then it all started kicking off, and there's a graze and all this stuff. One of the quotes that this John was saying, that he was never more than 8 foot away from a weapon in the house, no matter where he was stood or sat.
Wow.
Yeah, just go on whatever
I think-
podcast player you use and
Yeah.
just type in Stardust Ranch, and there's loads of stuff on there. It's so fascinating.
Was there you were saying like there was a portal or something inside the house that these things were coming in and out of? Was it that?
Yeah, so he'd be sat in one of the rooms watching TV, and there's a summer house, but the way he positioned his chair, he could kind of see, because what he said, when these greys used to turn up, if he made direct contact, they'd go. So he'd always look in his peripheral,
Yeah.
and he'd see him like stepping out of an invisible bubble. So like a head had come through, then an arm, then a leg. So then he'd reach over, and he reached over and grabbed this machete, and apparently he chopped one of their heads off. And he ended up putting them in the freezer. They were sent away for analysis, but he wouldn't say who, where, or what. But he said the results have come back, blah, blah, blah. And he still has contact with the person, and he still has contact with this dead alien body.
What?
Yeah. There's so much more to it than that. The details that he goes into is just phenomenal.
Did you say this guy, he's passed away, this guy?
Yeah, within the last 12 months. I'm sure it's John Edmonds. I think his wife is called Mary.
I can imagine living. I would never sleep. I would never sleep.
I know. There's another thing that happened. They had a corral at the back because he found some horses, and they ended up just being like a sort of halfway house for horses, like looking after them and that. And there's one of the what do you call them? For transporting them. I can't think what you call them. And they had some guard dogs. I don't know if it's Alsatians or Rottweilers. They did all this commotion going on. It'd gone out even the next day or whenever, and they were flat. And I mean like flat, like paper, like pancake flat. There's no blood, nothing. And it's just like a rug. Without sounding horrible, a dog rug.
Wow.
Of like 4 or 5 different dogs. It wasn't just one.
Yeah.
And there's other stuff where they go in and all the sheep or horses were missing out the field, and they go in and there's like 30 odd horses in a transporter. And there's no way you could have got them in. It's just mad things that is physically impossible to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Wow.
you've got just listen to any of his interviews. There are just whatever podcast player you use, just type in Stardust Ranch.
Check that out for sure, man. Yeah, I think I have heard of that. Man.
Yeah. It's like it makes Stardust Ranch look like play school, honestly.
Yeah. Imagine having to deal with that. Like, he must be tough
most
guy.
But most of this was at the house or within so many feet of it or whatever. They'd be like, he said he stood in the garden and they'd have like the big grated gates on the front after they moved in because all this stuff was going on. And there's like MIB, and they'd just phase through the gate and keep walking up towards them. Just weird shit like that.
Man.
Oh, yeah.
Man, I'd be straight out of there, man. I mean, I
know.
I love the paranormal, but no.
Would you want to live? That's the thing. Would you want to live with it every single day?
No, man. No.
Constant.
No. I think if I was seeing stuff every single day in the house that I'm in now, I'd want to get out. I have seen stuff in this house. I don't get a bad vibe in this house, that's all. But I have seen stuff, and it is scary. I think whatever you see is going to scare you, you know. But I don't think I could deal with it on a daily. You know, I just wouldn't sleep, man, because it does scare me. This stuff does scare me.
But do you know what though? When I lived in the house in Milton Keynes, and it got to the point where stuff was happening every day,
Yeah.
and you get used to it, but at the same time, you wake up and the next day you think, "What's it going to be today?" Because that's the one where I pulled the whatever it was implant out my nose, the growling out the window, the UFOs out the back, shadow people,
Yeah,
full
man.
body apparitions, stuff moving around the house, disembodied voices.
Yeah, man, that's a lot.
That's just a few things that I can remember.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
The word I told you didn't see that one when I was on for Michael Kopp, and someone had wrote "Buddy" on the mirror when it steamed up. Just stuff like that, and it's just
yeah. I feel like when I started this podcast, I started experiencing things. Like I've experienced things all throughout my life. I've always had weird experiences. I've always loved it. Always been fascinated by it. And I feel like when I started the podcast, more stuff started ramping up. I was seeing shadow figures and things like that. And you know, I feel like do you invite this stuff in when you're open to it and talking about it and thinking about it all the time?
Yeah, I did think that, but I've not. Touch wood, nothing's gone on at the house. So I've heard noises, but it could be anything. Because we've got old trees at the back, then you've got the road, and we're like in the mid. It's not a mid terrace, but there's one house to the left and 3 or 4 to the right. So, but there's nothing. I've never felt anything a bit creepy.
Yeah.
When I'm in the house on my own, I've had nothing like that.
Yeah. That's good though, man.
Yeah. But I've seen, like I said, I've seen things while I've been living here, but not here while I've been out and about. But I can't say, am I attracting anything? I don't think so.
Yeah. It's interesting, man.
Yeah, so I'm just reading what Tino wrote. Andy, growling out of your nose. Oh, but that growling was probably one of the freakiest things that's ever happened. At the bedroom, the window tilts that way, and it was right at the window, and I wanted to look, but I knew if I stuck my head, even though it was like a 2-inch gap, I stuck my head out, I would then have to put my hand out to try and feel what was there, and I know whatever was there was going to grab me, even though I couldn't see it, but I knew it was at the window.
Yeah, man. Do you think like you felt like the energy of it as well?
Yeah, it's like it's one of those. I think if I was to close my eyes, I'd be able to see what was there.
Oh wow!
So I didn't.
Yeah.
Right? Because when you hear that, you don't want to see what's making that noise.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it isn't going to be something cute, is it?
Friendly. No.
It's going to be
Your little kitten.
Tear you to pieces. Sorry, go on.
Sorry, man. When I first moved to this, I think I told you I had a similar sort of experience. Did I tell you that?
Yeah.
And I used to hear growling outside really late at night, and I would just put it down to being like the local someone lets their dog out every now and again.
Yeah.
But I used to look. I used to try and see and I could never see what it was. I don't know what it was, but
no,
it's very weird.
So I kind of regret not looking, but at the same time, I'm glad because I might not be sat here now talking about it.
Exactly. You listened to your gut and you didn't look, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that, man.
No,
100%.
Because of the way the houses were positioned and what have you, it couldn't have been. I don't know. It couldn't have been anything every day, so to speak.
Yeah.
But yeah. So that was so for Tino. That I pulled the implant out of my right nostril, and then put it on the side of the bed. You could smell the blood on my hands, but I was that you're in that knackered, you just want to go to sleep. Or unless something had made me feel that tired and went to sleep. And then when I woke up in the morning, there's no blood, none on my pillow, none on my nose. And the little thing had gone and
wow.
But the strange thing about it is Jessica Jones did a remote view on me, and she picked up a lot of the stuff I've just talked about now. So
interesting, man.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, that's it. We've got so this is for you. So this is from Ogata or Elaine, and she's asking, "What's your thoughts on time travel, Tommy?"
Interesting. I find it very interesting when you see these old pictures of people that
Yeah,
look like they're dressed modern with, in like an old setting, when they've got like what could be a mobile phone in their hand.
well,
When you
it's
see
like the
those,
guy with the leather jacket and the shades on and the
yeah,
baseball cap,
yeah,
completely
yeah,
out of place.
yeah. And the Simpsons always get what's
See,
coming. How?
everyone reckons that he's some sort of time traveler. I can't
He does.
remember the guy's name.
Matt Groening, is that right?
Oh yeah, that's it. Yeah, yes, Matt
I don't know
Groening.
if it's correct. Yeah,
I'm sure it's him.
yeah. I know he's got his initials in Homer's ear.
Ah, right, okay,
That's how I remember.
right.
Yeah,
So
I
you
think.
didn't know that
Yeah, so you learn something every
every
day.
day's a school day. Yeah,
I find time travel obviously, like it's so
yeah,
interesting. I don't know if I'd do it. Would you do it if you could do it?
yeah. But I don't think it'd go into the future because I wouldn't want to know what's going to happen to me. I'd go back. I wouldn't go back to anything that I've done as such because if I wouldn't want to try and change something because then it would
Everything.
one thing would completely change everything that you've ever done. I'd want to go back to certain points in time, just to see what it was like and what happened. Of
Yeah,
nothing specific off the top of my head,
yeah,
um, but I'll go to like places like Atlantis or Noah's Ark, things like that. Do you know
yeah,
what I
man.
mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, because I feel like we were much more advanced back in the day than they say we were.
yeah,
That's where I am, and I feel like we
yeah,
probably blew ourselves up because you can see it happening again. Touch wood, it doesn't, but you
yeah,
can
yeah.
you can
Oh
see
yeah,
how you could get so far, everything just gets so crazy, and that
it just gets restarted, doesn't it?
yeah, I feel like that's possibly happened a few times. Like,
Yeah, I had some guy, I think it was South America. I don't know if I've spoke about it before. He messaged me asking me do know how to build a time machine. I thought it was someone just dicking about, right? So I'm like, I left it like a day or so. So I replied and went, no, sorry, I don't, but government probably do. Then he went into depth saying, I've had a really sad life, blah, blah, blah. I want to go back and change a few things to make my life a lot better. And he was
oh,
like proper,
really?
like dead set on doing it. So
As you said though, that you even think about, you look at like your life, like some decisions that you've made, even the tiniest little decisions. Like if say you didn't, I don't know, like you might not go to the shop one day, and that
yeah,
it could be a completely different story.
yeah.
Like,
If I'd have bought a bottle of lemonade instead of bubble gum,
yeah, the
it would have changed
tiniest things can
everything else I've
change
done.
everything. Yeah,
It's a butterfly effect, isn't it?
yeah, man. So
So
if someone went back and changed something, it would change probably for all of us. Like everything would change.
yeah. So do you think that then could be related to deja vu? Say
Yeah,
the timeline could have changed and you're remembering things from another timeline that kind of have a crossover effect.
yeah, yeah. Have we done this before? And are we just going in a loop? And
Yeah.
I mean, that's a freaky thought, man, as well. But yeah, it could be. Deja vu's weird. I mean, I get that every now and again, like we
Yeah.
all do, and it's just very strange,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah. I used to get it where I'd be having a conversation with someone and as they're talking, I'd be saying what they're saying, like full conversation. And it got
Wow,
to that point where it was like, it was freaking me out. I was only like, what, 14, 15?
wow, man.
Yeah. So, yeah, that gives me the chills out when I think about it.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
I mean,
like the
I
whole thing.
think,
Everyone that were there, the full conversation, what I was going to say, I knew what they was going to say before I'd asked them the question.
wow,
Do you know what I
man.
mean? Like,
Yeah,
that proper mess with my head.
yeah. Did you start saying it just before
Yeah.
they said, hey, what?
So I'd be sat there and they're saying it, and I'm like, just like a moment before they're saying it, I'm like,
Wow, man.
and it kind of like, it
Yeah,
proper freaked me out.
yeah.
That only happened a few times, but the last time it happened, it was a full like a 5-minute conversation.
Yeah.
And
And you knew what was coming. You knew what
everything. I
you'd
knew
seen it before.
there's about 5-6 people in the room. I knew exactly what they was going to say. I had it in my head, like I'd written it. It was one of them moments.
Wow. Do you think you could possibly have seen it in a dream? Because
No,
I feel like
no.
that's no.
I actually relived that moment. That's how it felt. It was
Wow,
like,
man.
I've already done this. I know
You've
what
seen that.
everyone's going to say.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
So really, you could have like changed what was coming. You know, like you could have changed what was. You know what they're going to say, but if you threw something in before,
Oh, yeah, I could have
you know
changed.
what I mean?
Yeah, if I'd have asked something different, but it didn't feel it. It didn't feel right to do that. What felt right was to go with what had already happened.
Yeah,
If you know what I mean.
that's interesting, man.
I've got proper chills. Ooh.
You-
Yeah.
do you ever get that after an interview where you're a little bit scared?
No.
I normally do
No.
interviews at like 2 o'clock in the morning to America, and
Yeah.
I turn it all off after when I finish, and I'm like, I'm scared, man.
I used to, but I think because I go out investigating, it's going to sound stupid. I'm not trying to like show off or anything like that. It takes a lot to scare me now
Yeah,
because of the situations that I've been in. I've been in graveyards on my own at 2-3 o'clock in the morning. So it's out middle of nowhere and like no lights or nothing. Yeah, I get scared, but it takes a lot to like proper scare me, if you know what I
yeah,
mean.
yeah, for sure.
So,
Yeah,
but yeah, but I miss the being scared bit. I'm saying it tomorrow night I'm going to be shitting myself all night.
yeah. You're asking for it now, man.
I know, yeah.
Careful what you wish
So,
for, Andy.
I know, yeah. Ugh.
I had a weird thing once. I got in. I work late at work, so I get in the early hours, and I got in and I sat down and I wasn't doing any interviews or anything, so I was just chilling, and I was watching NFL. I
Yeah,
was sitting there watching NFL, and this wasn't too far into my podcast, I don't think, but however long ago it was quite a while ago. It was in this house, and I
yeah,
heard someone walk down the stairs,
yeah,
and like literally heard someone walk down the stairs, step, 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 and then you could sort of in my front room, I can turn and see the bottom of the stairs. So I'm just waiting for someone to come down. They come all the way to the bottom, and there was no one there. And I just remember, like, I just looked and I went, "Not tonight. I'm watching the football. I'm chilling," and I wasn't scared
yeah,
at all. And I just found that really weird that I wasn't scared.
yeah. See that like I said, the house in Milton Keynes. I got to the point where I'd be watching TV, and it was like on a big TV unit, and the door coming into the living room was to my right, and the back door was in the living room, and that was to my left. And I'd see all these like always in my side eye, can't say it now, peripheral. We like shadow people. I'd be like, please, can I just watch this movie without you lot keep coming in and doing my head in? And it'd stop for like 2-3 days. And then it'd start again. It's like, I'm getting bored of this now. Go and bother someone else. But it literally happened until I moved out of the house.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but it used to scare me. And then it got to the point where it's just annoying. It just
Yeah.
become really, really annoying.
So that was happening every day. You were seeing these things.
Yeah. There's something, whether it is, like I said, full body apparitions, shadow people, UFOs, noises, whatever, I don't know. Oh, thank you, no. Really appreciate it. All goes to help with the channel. Thank you so much. All right, got a couple more questions. So we do want, we're on the out. Oh, it's been an hour already.
That's gone quick, man.
Oh my God. Right, should we take a break? And then
I
we'll
don't
go
mind,
back
man.
to the questions. Is
Yeah,
that right?
cool. Yeah. Cool, man.
Little refreshment. Right. I'll see you guys in 3 minutes.
Welcome to Andy Decodes.
Eight, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
And we are back. Perfect timing. Seeing you legging it across the room there.
quick toilet break.
I know. That's it. I need to. Right. So, giveaway this month is for non-members. So, what I'm doing, I'm gifting 1 month of Tier 2, which is a Dogman membership. Yeah. But can you think of a question to ask them? So, I'm going to do that. Is it, before you do though, before we carry on, do you think that this is a crap thing to give away or something worth giving? So that's from Salem in Massachusetts.
That is sick.
That's from the actual museum in Salem when I went 4 or 5 years ago. So
but Andy, I need one. Look, I've got nothing here, man. I need one.
It's right. clean. It's just where it's been up on the wall. That bit of blue tack or whatever.
I think that's
So
all. I love Salem as well.
So I was either going to give it like that, or even laminate it so it doesn't get tattered because I've got a laminator on the desk.
That's cool, man.
It is actually from Salem. I bought about 5. I've got another one up there.
Have you been there, Andy?
Yeah. I went in March. Be 5 years ago in March. It's a proper creepy place.
Yeah, I want to live there, man.
I went to the house where they filmed Hocus Pocus. That's just down on the banking of the river.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like 2 foot deep in snow. So we went into the museum, but it's like 20. I think it's either $15 or $20, and you only get like half an hour. I thought that was a bit of a rip off.
In the
when
house?
you go into the in the actual museum where the witch trials were held.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, no, the house. I think someone lives there, but I stood outside getting loads of photos. And but as you're walking around the town, it's like there's cars about and there's a few people, but it's proper creepy. It's like, do you like you see in a movie where there's all weird stuff going on?
Yeah,
it's that kind of vibe.
Interesting.
I was there a good 2-3 hours. So, and we drove through the cemetery as well. I've got a video of that. I'll share that at some point.
That's cool, man. I really want to go there.
But yeah, so I've got that. I don't know if you can see. I just took the thing up, but if you look just above where they can see the camper van on the plaque, I've got a Cheers number plate.
Yeah.
You're from the TV show Cheers. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
Stuff like that.
I love it.
And then if you look there, just above King Kong, I've got the license plate off Jeepers Creepers.
Oh, man.
You.
Yes.
So yeah, cool, I've got a few bits and pieces. Yeah, but so do you think that's a good thing to give away as well as?
Yeah, I think that's awesome, man.
Yeah, I know. So it's
can I enter?
Yeah, you're not a member.
I'm entering. I want it, man.
Right. So what you've got to do, if you think of a question, it's got to be related to this tonight's stream. Yeah. And you'll get a month. I'll gift you a month of Dogman membership. So with the tier 2 one, you get a members. Oh, what's it? A members meeting. Yeah. So it'll be next Saturday around 10 o'clock. So anyone who's paying member, we all come on a stream like this. Doesn't go out live, and we all have a chat. You can come on camera or you can stay in the chat. It's entirely up to you. But you all get to get involved with what's going to be going on in the next few months with the show. And starting in January, this is only for tier 2, not for Mothman, but for the Dogman one. And it's going to be smaller. Going to call it Unplugged, where a guest comes on. And so it's like a panel, but you'll be in the panel with the guest. So far, all the guests that have been on are all up for it. So say, like I said the other night, say Preston Dennett was coming on, and the first 6 or 7 people to put their name in could come on as well and talk to him like me and you are talking now. And then the others would be in the chat, but that'd be it. There won't be anyone who's not a member could come on. And it's just to give something back to those that are paying that little bit more than anybody else as a thank you sort of thing. So I'm starting that in January. That's going to be going, I think it's going to do 1 Wednesday a month to start off with and see how it goes. So, yeah, it's just little bits and pieces like that.
Awesome, man.
Yeah. So... yeah, so if you can think of a question.
I can think of a question. But it's
Go on.
I don't know the answer to it, but I've got a question. Might be hard.
go
I don't
on.
know. What's the three names of the witches in the film Hocus Pocus?
Right.
I'm just
So
keeping
I don't
saying
even
it.
know that.
I don't know. Google.
Right. Well, you've got until. Are you coming on next Friday?
I can do.
I know
man,
you
think
said
so.
you. I'm not. Sorry, just let me get the calendar out. I know you said you can't do every Friday. Right. So next Friday, we've got Alex Lovelock and Elaine, his moderator, are coming on. They're the Rendlesham guys.
Cool.
If you come on next Friday, you've got till then to put your email across. Sorry, just bear with me 1 second. Sorry about that.
I just googled the name.
Oh, right. So you've got the name. Right. Yeah. So, if you, can you come on next Friday? Sorry, I was just checking something.
I should be able to. Yeah.
Right. So if you come on next Friday, then you've got until next Friday at 9 o'clock. No, say 8 o'clock before the stream starts to get your answers in. And if you email win@andydecodes.com. But in the email, you need to put your name, your answers, and your address. Otherwise, that'll be going to the highest bidder. Yeah,
I think that's really cool.
Yeah. I have got a few other bits and pieces that I can see that I don't. A lot of the stuff have been given, and it's things that you can give. So I've got 3 packs of tarot cards. So I'm going to be doing one of them, the next one. But the thing with tarot cards, you're not supposed to buy your own. You have to have them handed to you. So I've never opened any of them boxes. So that's going to be one of the next ones that I'm going to be doing. So, yeah.
Interesting, man.
Yeah. And there's a few other things that I'm going to be buying as well. So
you can't buy tarot cards yourself. You're not meant to do that.
You're not supposed to. No, you're supposed. Andy's thrift gift. You're supposed to. You're supposed to have them given. Someone gets them, and then you have to have them gifted to you.
Okay.
You can't pick your own. It's just some unwritten rule. But I got told that probably about 15 years ago, and it just always stuck with me.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So the question is, what are the name of the 3 witches? Sorry. What are the name of the 3 witches out of Hocus Pocus? Right? And you need to email win@andydecodes.com by 8 o'clock. Oh, no, the cut-off date is 12 o'clock next Friday. So 12 noon. So if you're in America, that's going to be 9 hours ago. So 12 noon is going to be 7 a.m. Eastern time. 4 a.m. Pacific time. Which 1, 2, and 3? Do you know, sis?
Correct.
That doesn't count. No, not when. Win. Win. Sorry. When. You can put when. You'll be waiting forever. Joe. So win. Andy Codes. You got until what did I say, 12 noon next Friday, and then I'm going to do the cut off. I'll put all the names in a hat, and then we can do the draw live if you want. Yeah, is that all right with you?
Sounds good, man.
Cheers. Sorry, just got a right. Done. Right. So that's that for this month's giveaway. like I said, yeah, because that'll work out perfect timing. So I'm going to be doing the members meet a week tomorrow around about 10 o'clock. And you all get to say about new stuff that I'm going to be doing, stuff that I do that people don't really like or whatever, and just have a general chit chat about what's going on, places to go and investigate, people put their input in. So I'm going to be doing that, and then we're going to be doing the unplugged guest, where pay members get to have a chat and talk with the guest directly. And then that'll be on Facebook for 2 weeks before it goes out publicly. So yeah, so that's all I've got so far. Yeah, and everyone's going on about helicopters. Who's got an helicopter? We can. Oh, that's it. Can we do a let's decorate Tommy's wall thing? All donations gratefully received.
Yeah, anything, man. Just send it in. Just send
anything.
Anything. I said I've got this. My little Sasquatch. This is going up soon, so this will be
cool.
So it's getting there. We'll get there.
It takes time. We first moved into this room, there was nothing on the walls, and I mean nothing. And now it's like there's no room for. I'm having to go on the wall opposite.
Yeah, man. I need some. I need to win that competition.
Yeah, but all these plates that I've bought, I've even got a Ouija board one. I don't know if you can see it. It's just there, right in the bottom.
Yeah, that's cool.
I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah.
What I'll do is
I'm going to get some purple lights as well.
Purple.
I like the purple look. I like the purple look.
I'll just show you that corner. This was the only way I could get a Ouija board in the house. There you go.
Ooh. Look at that, man. Have you ever done a Ouija board, Andy? Have you ever done that?
But I've got these. These are little metal hooks. Right, magnetic. I could use that as a planchette.
Yeah.
But I'm scared of putting it on, so I'm not gonna.
Yeah, man. That's asking for trouble.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm not. It's not going to be worth it, is it?
No.
No. Yeah. No, I've never done one. I've always wanted to do one, but I've always wanted to do one in a cemetery at midnight.
Oh man.
There you go. Can you buy your own Ouija board? Yes, you can.
That's something I don't think I would do a Ouija board, to be honest. That's something I'm not. No, it's just I've heard too many bad stories relating to the Ouija board, and I just think you are 100% inviting some nastiness.
Because it wasn't. Do you know what? I did a séance at a place called Houghton House in Bedford, and it's an old derelict building, and there's only like there's about 9 of us there in total, but it was all off doing our own little things. I used to work for M&S, and it was a load of like people that were into the paranormal. They used to go out like once, twice a month, and we'd gone and we took like a little fold-up table. We had a glass, and just like a little tumbler, and there's 4 of us with our finger on it, and we're asking questions. It starts moving round. I'm like straight away, one of you is moving this. So one of the lads, Adam, goes, right, keep your finger on it, tip it over so your nail's touching it. That way, if you try and push it, your finger, it's just going to slide because there's no grip on your nail. And we did that, and it started moving even more. I'm like, no. Yeah.
Oh man.
That's the nearest thing to a Ouija board, because we had that. But he cleansed it all afterwards. I can't remember exactly how he did it, but he knew what to do.
Yeah, that's important that you do all that stuff as well, isn't it?
Yeah, can't remember if he smashed it or not. I think you're supposed to cleanse it and then smash it, aren't you?
I'm not sure, man.
I don't know.
I know there's definitely a close. You definitely have to close it off when you finish.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, but I don't know. you reckon we should do one live on air? No, I'm only messing.
Oh,
Oh, no.
go on then.
Would you?
I
Would you
mean,
want to?
I've always said I wouldn't do it, but I'm weak.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. I really don't think you should. But I've got nothing against people doing it. A lot of people
No.
I talk to do Ouija boards all
Well,
the
I
time.
know
and
loads
stuff.
of people that do it, and I mean, do them on a daily basis. I never
Yeah.
had anything bad go on. But I'd be that one person, and I'd get
Yeah.
Lucifer or someone like that, and that'd be it. And I'd be moving in with him, and yeah,
Andy.
it just literally go to hell. Pun intended. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Well, that's the thing. You just don't know, do you? You never know.
So I just don't know. I'd want to do it, but I'm scared of taking the risk.
Yeah. I like watching people do it, and I've talked to people that have had mad experiences doing Ouija boards. I had JJ Rose 777 on the show, and when she was younger, she done Ouija boards, I think, with two of her friends, and one of her friends literally got thrown across the room. And I mean,
nah.
So it's dangerous stuff. You're opening doors to things.
That's where all the tricksters come in, isn't it? Because they
Yeah.
pretend to be like a loved one or like lost family member or someone close to you, but it never is.
Yeah.
All the stories that you hear, it never is.
Yeah.
Got a couple more questions. Right, so this is from Nickname, and she's asking, what would Tommy like to see if fear was removed out of anything of high strangeness, and why? That's a good question.
I would love to go on a UFO ship.
Yeah.
And I mean that the thought of that scares me big time, obviously. Like, I'm not saying take me or anything, but I would love to
See you later. See you later.
Yeah. I don't want this to happen. But I'd be fascinated. I've talked to people that have woken up on a ship. I'd love to see that. I'd love to.
Yeah.
I'm saying I'd love to see it. It would scare me bad, but I think that would be really interesting to see.
Right.
Oh man. Yeah, that's mine.
Yeah. I think. See, sorry. When I was in the house, I was having all these weird dreams and that. One of them, I was on a ship, and it was all in colour. I remember the feeling of it and everything. So I don't know if it was a dream or if I was taking it, but I don't ever remember seeing any creatures or aliens on there.
Was that near the time that you had the plant?
Oh, sorry about that. Really bad call. Yeah, it was all around, like,
that's interesting.
Within days and weeks of each other.
Yeah, that's interesting.
But it's like, it was weird because the floor kind of like blended into the wall and to the ceiling, and even the furniture, it was all seamless, and it's like pure white, and there's like the windows, like that backdrop I've got, and you could see the stars and planets and everything, but I wasn't interested in any of that. That was a strange thing. I just want my voice is going. I just wanted to know why it was taken.
Yeah.
So
I know I've asked you this before. How old was you when that happened?
No, sorry, 1 second.
Lost you, man.
Yeah, I don't know what happened then. So what, I've been here just over 4 years there, 4 or 5, about 9 years ago. Oh, I'm so sorry.
That's right, man.
Yeah, it's about 9-10 years at the most.
Interesting.
So I really don't know, but it just felt so real.
Yeah. Interesting. You physically saw what you pulled out your nose as well.
Yeah. I like it's dark, but you can still see because you can make stuff out, and it's like a little tube, about 1 centimeter long. I know it was about 3 millimeters thick because round it it was hollow. It looked hollow. The thickness of it was 1 millimeter, so there's 2 millimeter, and the gap in the middle was the same as the thickness, so that's how I know it was about 3 millimeters. I didn't measure it, but you know what I mean. It's like a guesstimate.
Yeah.
And I just put it on the side, on the unit at the side of the bed, and you can smell the blood on your hands and everything. And
Man.
it was the next day it had gone. I'm searching the floor, put everything up, moved the unit, could not find it. And I could feel, even now, I've still got a little indentation where it should be.
Wow.
Or where it was, not where it should be.
Interesting, man.
Yeah. So it's something anyway. But apparently I've got one in my right arm as well. So when I was on Paranormal Versus a few weeks ago, there's a woman on, she's from Greece. I do apologize, I cannot remember her name. And I was telling her about this, and she goes, yeah, you've got another one in your right arm. So when I was about 21, I used to work for BMW. I used to strip down the engines and that. And I started off with a little twinge in my arm. That was about 10 o'clock in the morning. By 8 o'clock at night, I was in agony. I had to phone an ambulance. My arm had fallen. So I don't know if this has got anything to do with it, but it would make a lot of sense. I went to the hospital. They took x-rays and that. They thought I dislocated it. They had me on pethidine, like intravenous. And there's just about to push my arm back in, and the nurse come running in and say, no, stop, it's not dislocated. I was going for physio and the clinics to find out what it was. And the guy who's running the clinic, the consultant, I haven't got a clue what his name was. It was at Bolton General. He actually turned around to me and said, he goes, we're not supposed to say this, but I've no other way of telling you. We haven't got a clue what's caused it. We thought it was bad blood or blood infection. He goes, all we can put it down is to a virus. And my arm was literally stuck like that for about 6 to 12 weeks. And when I stand up straight now, you won't be able to see, but that collarbone sticks out a little bit more than the other one. And my arm's about 1 centimetre. That side is lower than the left side. But it started off with a twinge there. So I do believe that is to do with this implant, because they couldn't find anything wrong with me. He goes, it's the first time this has ever happened.
Interesting, man.
And then it just got better within like a couple of weeks. I was having physio 2-3 times a week. They couldn't even put me on any medication because he didn't know what it was.
Wow.
Yeah, but I was about 22, 23, maybe. Early 20s, anyway.
Interesting. It'd be interesting to see if you can. I don't know if there's a way of seeing.
I wouldn't know whereabouts it is, though.
Yeah.
Can't feel anything, but
Need a metal detector on you.
Yeah, but I don't know what I'm feeling for, so I don't know.
Interesting.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah. Have you had anything like that you know of?
Not that I know of, no. I mean, had weird dreams and stuff that, feel weird, but not that I know of. No. The only weird thing, like I've seen a lot of UFOs and stuff, but when I was 14, me and my brother and our friends as well saw what we think was a UFO in the sky. It was like a really weird shape, sort of like I think I've told you this before, like a building in the sky.
Yes, yeah.
And I was 14 at the time, and we was playing football in the street, and we was watching it for a little while and trying to work out what it was, and didn't see it fly off or anything or disappear, and we just carried on playing football. And it's only now that I look back, I'm like, that's just weird. It's weird that we just...
At the time, though, don't you think, though, at the time, it seems normal?
Yeah, it was weird. Yeah. because I mean, I've always been, as I said, I've always been fascinated with the paranormal, UFOs, everything.
Yeah.
But I remember I wasn't like if I saw that now, what I saw when I was 14, I would just be watching it until it flew off, or I'd be I'd stay until I knew what it was.
Try and work out what was what.
Yeah, I'd be, it'd be amazing to see that again. But at the time, we just started, we loved playing football. We just started playing football again.
That was more important.
Yeah. But and that sort of memory as well, that was quite a big deal. That was obviously to see that. And me and my brother never talked about it after. I can't remember what friends we were with because we was always with different friends in the street playing football. And I was on Paranormal Heart with Kat Ward, and I was talking to her about this experience. And it sort of came back to me, not there and then, but it wasn't at the forefront of my mind. And I started telling her about it. And my brother listened to the show, and he called me up the next day and was like, bruv, what was that we saw that day? Why have we never worked out what that? And I was like, I know. It's weird because it was an incredible thing to see. And we never spoke about it.
Strange. That gets me. It's like I had all this stuff happen to me when I was a kid. I didn't tell my parents. I've only got one brother. We used to share a room. Didn't even tell him. Nothing. Yeah. So I'll share something with you. So this is what, if I can find it. Oh, it's not on here, is it? No, I ain't showing you nothing. Can't find it.
Tease.
Oh no, where's it gone? Is it? Right, it'll be in my phone. Just bear with me 1 second. Right, I know where it is. This one. Right, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to go on StreamYard on my phone. I'm going to add it in there. So I'm just going to go into another room.
See this technical stuff, man. Technical stuff.
Right, studio, brand, overlay. Right, here we go. Albums. Brands. Sorry. I should have been a little bit more prepared than this, but images. This one done. And it should pop up. Yeah, there we go. Right. What the hell? Oh. Y'all just scared the life out of me. Sorry, 1 sec. Thank you, Joe. I thought I said 100 quid or whatever. I was like, oh my God, are you mad? Right, I'll get this picture up now. Oh, right, I've just added it and now it's not there.
Oh man.
Oh, this is so annoying.
Technology.
Right. I just have to show you on my phone. So when I was about 4 years old, this was the very first thing that I encountered. I think I've shown you this, haven't I, when I did the podcast with you?
Yeah.
But it's one of these. It's just one of them. And it was dancing on the wall at the side of me while I was laying in bed. Wow. And you just lay there watching it until it vanished. It's only probably about the size that you could, a bit bigger than that. About that big, about 3-4 inches tall.
Wow, man.
And that was the first thing you ever encountered that I can recall.
See, that looks like a fairy, doesn't it? It's got that because it's got like a little body.
Yeah, it's got like the body and the arms and legs.
Yeah. Interesting, man.
Yeah. So yeah, it's just that and that. I think that's what from seeing that, and even that's what I was saying. Even with that, I was laying in bed watching it. Didn't tell my parents about it the next day. Just didn't speak to anyone.
Why do you think that was?
Don't know. I just didn't feel the need. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Because it happened to me. And even at that age, I just always thought, oh, it happened to me. No one else was there. Do Do you know what I mean? I don't
Yeah.
need to run it by anyone. Whether they say I'm making it up or I'm seeing things or they believe me, all that to me was irrelevant because I know that I'd seen it and that's it. There's
Yeah.
nothing else other than that. So
Interesting, man.
yeah, but that was creepy. Well, it wasn't. It was creepy, but at the same time, it was quite relaxing.
Yeah.
But I think that might be because I've also been told I've got by two people, both Jess and the Greek woman. I can't remember her name. I'm so sorry. They both said that I've got missing time, and I think that when I seen that on the wall, that was the first lot of missing time. That's what I believe. Whether it is or not, I don't know. But it's one of the only things that would make sense.
I think I've asked you this before, but would you ever do regression and try and see if there's? Have you done that?
To. I know I can be hypnotized, but then I might be. It might. I don't want it to open too much, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And then open like a dark hole and not really want to know what's gone on.
Yeah.
Because I think some things are best left as they are and like not knowing.
Yeah.
Depends how deep it is. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, man. If it's something that's for sure. A lot of these experiences are terrifying when people get the memory back, and
yeah. Because if there's more stuff, which I'm presuming there is, that's gone on, then that's gonna kick in as well.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I'm not ready for it. I don't think I want to know, and that's all there is to it. I've not got any reasoning other than I just don't really want to know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'll see. I might change my mind in half an hour.
Yeah. And next week.
Yeah. Would you have it done?
And I would, yeah. I think I would. If I think if there was a possibility that I'm gonna, I might remember something that's gonna be nasty and change my life forever. But I think I want to know.
Yeah.
If I've
I think
sure.
That's the only downside.
Yeah. Because those memories are there somewhere. If you can.
Oh yeah.
They're in there somewhere.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
Right, got a couple more questions for you. This is from Joe. Going to change it a bit, Joe. Hope you don't mind. What's Tommy's scariest experience, or what's scariest encounter that someone's giving you?
Ooh, there's been a lot, man. There's been a lot. I find the scariest encounters, and a few people have told me this. Like when you see an entity. A lot of the time you see an entity, you'll see it and then it will disappear. A lot of the time that's what you hear people say. I find it very scary, and I've heard people say it when they've looked at an entity and the entity's looked at them, and that there's that moment where you're both sort of seeing each other, and I find that terrifying, man.
Yeah.
Man, that's something that I think is very freaky.
Yeah.
But I've had a few freaky experiences.
Yeah. So the thing with that is, when you look at each other, then it vanishes, or you can't see it. What if it's still there and it's sort of right next to you, and you've no idea?
Yeah, man. Yeah. And I
think that's more, that messes with your head more. That's more psychological as well, I think.
Yeah, for sure. But my scariest, I've got a few moments that were really, really freaky. Obviously, I've told you before about the man in my room when I was a boy.
Yes,
that was probably one of my first big experiences, and that guy was just sitting there at my desk all night, like terrifying. So that I just remember being under the covers, sweating it up.
Yeah.
And obviously my mum had been in the room and she was saying there's nothing there, made me stay in the room. And I can't believe I stayed in the room that night, but I did. And this Shakespeare looking guy was just sitting at my desk.
Oh yeah, you can't. Yeah, because the Shakespeare man,
And
wasn't it?
he was there all night, and he was just like a full-bodied man. You know, I could see he was wearing a brown suit. I could see his hair. I could see his beard. You know, he was just there. It was just a man in my room, and that was terrifying. I woke up before and had like a shadow figure standing over me, and that's terrifying. When you wake up and then there's something there, you know, that's terrifying.
Yeah. I don't think I've had that. But I've been in bed. Oh, sorry, go on. Sorry. So I thought you finished.
No, I was going to say the first time that happened to me with a shadow figure, I was 21 years old, and I didn't really know about shadow figures, to be honest. I knew obviously ghosts, and but I didn't know the term shadow figure. And me and my brother, we shared a room in another house. This was, and I woke up one night and there was a man standing over my bed, what I thought was a man, and I just remember seeing it, freaking out massively, obviously, but thinking it was my brother. And I thought he was trying to scare me, so I've just gone for him and tried to attack him. And I've obviously made a bit of a noise when I've done this. Yeah. And my brother on the other side of the room woke up, turned all the lights on, and was like, "Bro, what's the matter? What's the matter?" And he was in bed, right? It wasn't him.
Yeah.
And that was my first experience of that, and I was like, "What was that?" Like, it was so scary. Obviously, waking up and seeing something there. I just at the time I thought it was my brother, but I've had that since I woke up and there's been something there, and freaky
I've not
stuff.
had that since. I've had that when I was a kid. Like I said, when that thing was on the wall. Not long after that, I used to, when I go to bed, I'd hide under the covers because it felt like there's like 5 or 6 beings stood around, and I'd picture it as like Frankenstein, Dracula, a werewolf. Do you know, like what growing up, I'd watch all the horror movies, even though I was only like a little kid, because I used to love being scared, and I knew it wasn't real, but I used to think it was that all the time. But comment from nicknaming Joe, nicknames, but if it was Shakespeare, it'd be some bedtime story. And then Joe thought, it's better than a clown sitting in your room.
Yeah, true. Talking of clowns, I had the Olney brothers on the show, and this is a scary story. They bought they've had a lot of crazy experiences, but they bought a toy clown from a thrift shop in America. And secondhand toys are always dangerous, as we know. But they bought a secondhand toy clown, which is very dangerous. And Jesse said that he was on his own one night, and this clown was wherever it was, and he could hear like a voice talking to him, and he just knew it was this clown. Like
that'd be gone.
Yeah. Well, he got the clown. He said he put it in the boot of the car. He was terrified, and he's driving.
Drove it off the cliff.
He could still hear it. He could still hear it in the back of the car. This voice, and that was one of the times. Obviously, I hear a lot of freaky stories, but that was one of the times I was like, "Man, that's scary."
Oh, do you know what? I just remembered something, and I've never told this anyone.
Yes,
because I completely forgot. So I used to do taxi driving, right? Back in Manchester, probably about. I finished doing it probably the year before I moved down here. And one of the cars that I used to drive, because I used to rent the car, so you track it from the company. So it's called a through track. So you could have like evening track, day track, weekend track. So you choose as and when. But if you had a through track, that means you had the car all the time. You could use it as and when you weren't taxiing. So you use it like your own. But then obviously you pay more because the rent of it was more than the radio and all that. Anyway, so this particular car, I remember it was a purple Mondeo. And it wouldn't happen all the time, but a lot of the time you're driving about and you could hear like a music box going off in the car. So I remember the old flip phones. They were a thing at the time. So I'm going back 2003, 2004, 2005. Yeah. So the ringtones were very like monotone. It weren't
Yeah.
not like what you get now where you can have MP3 and what have you. And I swear to God, one day I stripped the car, pulled all the seats up, all the mats, emptied everything out of it to look for this, what I thought was a music box or a phone. Nothing. And then I'd be driving and you could hear it again. And it never happened when there's anyone in the car. Excuse me, only when I was in it. And it's like a distant, and it's like a ding, 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 ding,
Oh,
sort of noise.
man, that's freaky.
And it would go on. And as soon as it stopped, I'd pull up and like listen. It'd then stop. And then I'd drive again. Then I think, oh, could it be the wind? Like if I've got the windows open, I had a sunroof on it, and was it that? But no, because even when I was driving, I'd start listening. I'd hear it again.
That's weird, man.
And I looked in that car 3 or 4 times, used to get it cleaned inside and out at least once a week.
Yeah.
And nothing was ever found. People left the phones in the car and all that kind of stuff. So I know it wasn't that. Could never find anything. I've got shivers again.
Yeah, that's freaky.
Can't
man.
believe it. Forgot about that.
Yeah, but that happens though. That happened. But that sort of music, that's scary. There's something scary
It's a
about
tinkly music. Is it tinkling? Don't know the proper name for it. Yeah. UFO, like ice cream truck. But it sounded like it. So like you sat in your house and you hear the ice cream man, he's like 3-4 streets away or on the next estate. It was that distance away.
Oh,
so
man.
you could hear it, but you couldn't quite make out what it was.
Yeah. Yeah, man. And it's the fact that it happened numerous times as well.
Yeah,
that's
during
weird.
the day, at night, and yeah,
Freaky stuff, man. Freaky stuff.
And that's why I'm scared of the ice cream man. No, I'm not. Well, I completely forgot about it until you said that about the music.
Yeah.
So that is creepy.
Interesting stuff, man.
Yeah, but it was Josie's spot. I can't believe you put that up. But it was like the ice cream man.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Which is freaky music, really. Like if you hear that music in the middle of the night, that's pretty.
Oh
freaky.
yeah, you know this. You're not in the right place straight away.
Like we've had kids' toys go off in the middle of the night, 3 o'clock in the morning for no reason, and that's freaky, man. When that happens.
Oh, right. Yeah, sorry, I'm just going through the questions, getting ready. Right, I've got a good one for you here. This is from Nickname. And she wants to know, where would you like to go that is secret if you could?
Secret?
So like some government facility that...
Oh!
I'm guessing it's something like that, where the general public are not allowed to dip in.
But I find all these tunnels underneath America that they talk about, like these secret, whether they're military or something else, underneath. Like I've had guests on that have heard things under their house, like a moving train under their house. Like obviously,
yeah.
I mean, I find that fascinating that there's this secret little world underneath us, basically. Was it the Denver airport? I've had guests talk about that.
I'm guessing you know about that. That was one of the first. That was one of the first things that really intrigued me. So they built this multi-million-dollar airport. Even though Denver had an airport that was working fine, they built a state-of-the-art baggage handling system that went through all these tunnels, and it never worked. They could never get it to work proper, but it's all still there. You've got the Blucifer, which is 150. Is it 150 foot blue horse outside?
Yeah.
And when the guy that was the architect that designed it and was sculpting it, part of it fell off and stuck in his leg, and he bled to death because it went through one of his main arteries. And then you've got all them weird pictures of like Nazi soldiers with kids, like and all like grey face and kids passing flowers. It's all like,
Very strange.
yeah, positive
Yeah.
and negative of everything in the same thing. But yeah, so going back to the tunnels, apparently there's like secret Illuminati and Freemason signs scattered about around this airport, but no one can get into the tunnels.
Yeah.
But isn't thingy near the underground base near that? What's it called? Oh, does it begin with D? I can't think of the name. Not CERN, because I know that's Switzerland.
Yeah.
Someone will tell me.
My mum lives 40 minutes away from CERN. That's another.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
She actually drives past it. She lives in France, but she's
Yeah.
right on the border of Switzerland. She drives past it every now and again.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Dulce. In Dulce near Denver Airport. Oh, is that a different part of America?
Sure.
Am I getting confused?
What's it called, sorry?
Dulce.
I'm not sure. I had Cryptid Warfare podcast on the show recently, and
Yeah.
one of the guys worked for, I don't know if he worked for the military, but he was under there protecting someone important at Denver Airport. And he said he was in an area that you shouldn't, like, you only if you've got permission to be there, basically. And he saw a door open and saw into like another part that was secret. He said, and I find it very interesting, man. There's
So
something going on there.
do you think it's a cover then?
What's that? Sorry.
Do you think it's a cover, Denver Airport? It's same thing again. It's another government facility that is kind of open to the public.
Yeah.
So it's like that really is hidden in plain sight if there is stuff going on.
Yeah. And they put, as you said, like all the masonry signs and stuff that are up. It's like they always tell you this stuff and give you little clues and or is it too obvious? And I don't know, but it's
Oh, that's the thing. Is it the showing you, but then you think, no, it is too obvious.
Yeah, they wouldn't put that there.
About it.
Yeah. Why would they show me a reptilian if they, if they were trying to hide it?
Yeah.
I know you mean. Yeah, it's weird.
So
that's what I was finding like Area 51. Like, I think that's just. I don't know this obviously, but Area 51 could just be like what they say. I'll talk about Area 51. That's where it all goes on, but really it goes on. We wouldn't know.
No. They're going to give us snippets just to keep us intrigued or to stop people ask too many questions. There are going to be people like us that ask questions all the time, regardless. But
we're definitely on a list somewhere.
No,
they're asking too many questions, these guys.
No, it's just anyone want to know about Denver Airport, just go online. All the pictures are there, everything about it. It's just
there's a lot of weird
it's just
art.
one of them. It doesn't make sense, put it that way.
Yeah,
but I think I'd like to go the Vatican, to their library.
Yes.
Yeah, if I could choose a secret place, it'd be the Vatican.
Yeah, man.
Nothing else. That was the first thing that sprung to mind. Because that's where the truth is held.
Yeah.
Everything that we need, everything that we should know, that's where it's at.
Yeah. Antarctica, I'd love to know more about that. I'd love to go there.
Well, I think if you went to the Vatican, you'd find out.
Yeah. It's all there. Yeah.
I'd still want to go, obviously, but yeah.
I know what you mean. That they've got all the secrets.
They've got all the
there.
information. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, man.
Oh, do you know what? We're nearly at the 2-hour mark. This has
gone quick, man.
So fast.
Yeah. It's been good fun, man.
It has. They definitely do this more often.
Yeah.
So that's what I was going to say. So in the new year, with the guests, still going to have guests on a Friday. I've got guests booked up until the first week in March. and then we're going to change it about a bit. So we're going to do more like this, where it's just me and you, and we get questions from the people in the chat. I hope
Cool,
you
man.
guys are happy with that. I just think it works and it's good, and bounce off each other, and it's good fun. Like people keep saying, the energy is really good. So, and I think the more we do it, the better it's going to get.
Yeah,
So
for
yeah,
sure.
going to be doing that on Wednesdays. Like that's going to be, like I said, the once a month. It's going to be members only with the guest. But I found on my hard drive a load of videos, not dodgy. It was like back in the day when you used to be able to download stuff off YouTube. So all these videos that are now not on YouTube anymore. I think I've got about 50 of them. Most of it's like UFOs and aliens. But I've looked for this stuff on YouTube and they're not there. So I'm going to play like 3 or 4 of them and see what you guys think, whether you think it's legit or it's made up. But this is pre-CGI. When CGI was, you could tell it was like someone's drawn it on a bit of paper and they're going across the screen like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but these are nothing like that.
Is this stuff that's been removed?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
So it's on a separate hard drive. I thought, I like that, download. I like that, download.
You are definitely on some lists, man.
Oh well.
100%.
Yeah. Like nothing shocks me anymore. But
what's Andy got?
So like I said, I'm gonna have to leave it to the new year because I've just not got time to do anything between now and then anyway. So I'm gonna do on a Wednesday. I'm gonna bring a few of them in, see what you guys think, have a chat about it, and yeah, then just go from there. Could do some on a Friday as well if you wanted. There's enough videos on there, trust me, that we've got quite a few hours worth of documentation, I suppose.
Awesome, man.
Yeah, so that'll be good. So have you enjoyed it? That's the ultimate question.
I've loved it, man.
It's good, isn't it? It is good. This we should have done this ages ago, but it wasn't the right time to do it, I don't think. I think now it's just all to do with timing, definitely.
Yeah, man, that's it. That's how it works.
So yeah, so everyone needs to welcome you if you've not already. They're getting sloppy, these regulars, I'm telling you. They really are. But no, thank you everyone that's donated tonight. Really does help. It goes towards the running of this, the podcast, the website. Whatever money comes in goes straight back into this. I don't physically get to see any of it, so yeah, that's it. But no, it's been great. So Wednesday we have Steve Mera, which is going to be a good one. Friday we've got Alex Lovelock and Elaine, the Rendlesham people. I'm just trying to think on my feet. You say you're coming on next Friday?
Yeah, I should be able to come on next Friday. Yeah.
Awesome. That'll be good. Because with you wanting to go there, Alex knows a lot about it, and Derek Savory, that was on the other week, that did the 2 with. He is Elaine's brother.
Okay.
So they all know everything that's going on and what have you. So yeah, it's all good. So before we go, the question to win 1 month's subscription to the Dogman tier and postcard from Salem, the real Salem in Massachusetts. I went all that way to get this postcard to come back and give it away. Yeah. So what was the question again?
So the question was, what is the name of the 3 witches in the Hocus Pocus movie?
Yeah. So you win the postcard and 1 month's gifted subscription, paid membership, sorry. And you need to email win, WIN, Whiskey Indigo November, at andydecodes.com. If you are already a member, unfortunately, you cannot enter because it doesn't work like that. But tomorrow night, all being well, there is going to be a live stream from us at Cannock Chase for members only. It might only be 30 minutes to an hour long, but you'll get to see where we are, what we're doing. And then that will go out to everyone else the following weekend. So you will all get to see it. You just only the members will get to see it tomorrow. And a week on Saturday is the members morning. That's it, members morning meetup. So where you all get to come on the chat and talk about what we're going to do and what works, what doesn't work, and things you'd like to see, guests you'd like to have coming on the show. So it's just a bit of giving something back to people that are paying to help run the channel. So, and that's it. Is there anything you would like to add, Tommy, before we get going?
Thanks for another great night, man. Always love coming on, talking to you and everyone. Thank you so much.
No, it's
Looking
been
forward to
an
doing it
absolute
again more.
pleasure. Oh yeah, definitely. And I think what we can do, we can prep some stuff and get it going that way as well. I think that's going to work as well. So
cool stuff.
Right. There's the question. I thought she wrote, name the 3 witches from Hocus Pocus to win a month's free membership and a seems legit Salem postcard. It's definitely legit. I think it cost me like $3 or something. I think it's $3 each or 4 for a tenner or whatever it is. I got a bargain on it anyway. But I still have to fly there and do everything I needed to do.
A lot of
so
effort
yeah, so you got until 8 o'clock next Friday to email in. All the names will be put in the hat. Please do put your full name on there so I know who's who, because obviously people's email addresses don't always have the name on of who you are. And then we will pull the winner out next Friday, and yeah, we just go from there. So that's it. So yeah, Steve Mera on Wednesday and Alex in a Lane on Friday. Oh, one last thing before I do go. Graham Phillips, it was on the other day, that could only do an hour. He's actually coming back in January to do the full 2 hours. So that's all been confirmed in the date. So it's at the beginning of January. So he's going to come on and we're going to do more paranormal stuff with him. So that'll be a good one. Excellent. Right. I'm going to end it now. If you can stay on, Tommy, so I can have a quick chat with you before we boot off. I just want to say a massive thank you to everyone that listens on podcast as well. Have a wonderful weekend. Hopefully I'll speak to some you guys tomorrow that are members. If not, I will see you on Wednesday, and I should have some updates from Cannock. So take care, everyone, and have a great weekend. Goodbye.